Okay, let's go ahead and add these fractions. So, of course, these just aren't like a regular fractions with nice little numbers. We have some interesting things going on here. We have these square roots all over the place. So this is just going to make this problem that much more exciting. And I'm going to show you two ways to do this problem. But this is, basically basic algebra. Okay, now of course that word basic, that's all relative. If you're learning algebra the first time, nothing's basic because it's all new. But algebra is kind of interesting because you start learning algebra, like say, formally in pre-algebra, then you go algebra 1 and algebra 2, geometry and everything else, pre-calculus. And what you kind of end up doing is you kind of learn, relearn, learn, and relearn. So you may have seen square roots of actually worked with square roots before, but it's very, very critical that you know how to handle square roots and radicals in algebra. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to do this problem, and I'm actually going to do it in two ways. Okay, two ways that you certainly going to want to know how to do. Of course, ultimately, you need to get the right answer. And if you want to turn this into a little pop quiz, by pausing the video and see if you can get the right answer, that would be excellent. But I'm going to get into exactly what we need to do here step by step in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher, and I have an excellent math help program. Let me just tell you very briefly what it contains. Basically, I have 100 plus different math courses ranging from pre-algebra to pre-calculus and everything in between. I also have a ton of test prep courses. So if you're taking an exam and it has math on it, I likely have a test prep course for it. So I'm talking about like the GED, SAT, ACT, CLEP exam, Accuplacer, ALEC exam, a teacher certification exam, ASVAB, GRE. You kind of get the idea, right? So there's a lot of exams people have to take, and quite often there is a math section on these exams. So just go to my site. Of course, I'm going to leave the link to my site in the course in the description, okay, of this video. But I also do a lot with homeschooling as well. So if you homeschool, I have a great homeschool math learning program. And then obviously help those of you who are having a tough time in your current math courses. So that's a little bit about my program. One thing I must say is this: if you are a math student and your notes are anything less than outstanding, you need to work on your notes. Okay, I've been teaching math for decades. This is critical. Okay, so take great math notes and great things will happen. But in the meantime, you can use my notes to study from. I'm going to leave links to those and links to all this stuff in the description of this video. Okay, so if you think you can add these up, okay, and get the final correct answer, go ahead and try. Okay, I certainly encourage you to do so, or at least think about it. But let's just talk about fractions in general. So let's say I have this problem, 1/2 plus 2/3. Okay, so here's a fraction problem. Now, what comes to mind? Okay, for most people, you're thinking, I need to get that LCD, okay, the lowest common denominator, because remember, these denominators must be the same in order for us to add these fractions. So that's good thinking, and that is correct. Now, what is the LCD for this particular problem? Now, if you said 6, then I must reward you with a nice little happy face. Okay, so nice job. That is correct. The LCD is 6, so I'm going to have to rewrite each of these fractions, okay, such that the lowest common denominator is 6, then add them up and reduce and simplify. Okay, so that is very important. Matter of fact, let's just do that very, very briefly. So let's change this. Let's see, we have to multiply this by 3, the denominator by 3, and the numerator by 3 to get 6. Now, the reason why the LCD is 6, that's a whole separate discussion. I have done a ton of videos on how to find the LCD and fractions. So if you're struggling with fractions, just basic fractions, just check out my pre-algebra playlist. Some of my videos on my fraction videos and LCD videos literally have like 1,000,000+ views. So there's a lot of people looking for fraction help. So don't be shy about reviewing fractions. A lot of people need to. Okay, so here I have to multiply this by 2 to get a 6. So I have to multiply this by 2. I'm skipping over a lot of stuff, but I think most of you hopefully will get the idea. All right, so this fraction here now will become 3/6 plus this fraction will be 4/6. Now I can add the numerators. Okay, so this would be 7/6 because now I have the same denominator. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be doing. And this is the same steps that we need to apply for this particular problem. Okay, so you need to know how to do this. Now, there is another way. Okay, I call this one of the best fraction hacks out there, and it's called, for the way I call it, is the bow tie method. Okay, this is something you absolutely need to know. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this works. All right, so we know the answer is 7 over 6, so let's talk about the bow tie method. And I'll draw a little bow tie here. It's a little hack. This will be a different way we'll do this problem. So this is how this works, okay? Now, again, this is just a quick review. You want to, more thoroughly practice this, okay, my other videos. But here's how it works. You start from the bottom right, and you multiply up. Okay, so the bottom right, that's the denominator, and it's not this way, it's this way. It's exactly this way. So 3 times 1 is 3. Now this is an addition problem, so that's going to be plus. Okay, and what I'm forming here is my numerator. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now that right there just forms my numerator. And to get my denominator, it's going to be 2 times 3. Just multiply this times this, that's 6. And look at there, we have 7 over 6. Look how easy that was. Okay, so you have 2 methods to add fractions. And this particular method's awesome. However, sometimes you don't end up with the lowest common denominator, so you might end up reducing at the end. Okay, but you definitely will get the problem right. Okay, so again, we can get our LCD, or we can just jump right into the bow tie method. You really should know how to do both when it comes to fractions, okay? All right, so now let's get into our problem. Okay, so here I have the square root of 8 and the square root of 2. Of course, I'm going to add these up, but they're clearly, these denominators are not the same. Now, I can't really determine the value of this, or can't compare these yet, because the square root of 8, I can simplify. Okay, so you should know how to do this. If you don't know how to do this, you want to look at how to simplify square roots or simplify radicals. It's very, very important. So the square root of 8 is equal to, the square root of 4 times 2, because 4 times 2 is 8. So the square root of 8 is the same thing as the square root of 4 times 2. Now, one thing you could do when you have square roots is split them up. So this is the same thing as the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. And that works out nicely for us because we know that the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so that's 2. And it could be positive or negative 2, but for right now, we'll just keep it simple. So that's going to be 2 times the square root of 2. Okay, so the square root of 8 is equal to 2 times the square root of 2. We need to understand that, because once I have the square root of 8 written in its simplest form, okay, which is 2 times the square root of 2, so here's my problem. Okay, the square root of 8 is 2 times the square root of 2. I can more easily identify the LCD. Okay, so what is the LCD? Well, if I have a square root of 2, and this is 2 times the square root of 2, wouldn't it be pretty easy if I just multiply this by 2? Because that would be 2 times the square root of 2, and then I could just multiply the numerator by 2. So in other words, 2 square root of 2 is the LCD. So I'm going to multiply this by 2, okay, so I can have a 2 square root of 2. So if I do that, I'm going to have to multiply the numerator by 2. Okay, so you can see that step right here. So now, our problem is square root of 3 over 2 square root of 2. Remember, we simplified square root of 8 plus 2 over 2 square root of 2. Now my denominators are the same. I have my lowest common denominators. So now I can simply just add the numerators. So that's going to be the square root of 3. I'll do it over here. Square root of 3 plus 2. So square root of 3 plus 2 over 2 square root of 2. That is the answer. Okay. However, matter of fact, how many of you got that? Right? If you got that, I will, in fact, give you a happy face. I'm not going to give you an A plus or 100% because we are not done. Okay. Now, why is this an issue? Well, in the denominator, we have a square root. We have what we call an irrational number. This square root of 2, we're not allowed to leave that down there. We have to do something called rationalize, okay? Now, that's a whole nother topic, okay? So you can see this problem is, quite, there's other like skills you need to know, especially with square roots. You're going to need to know how to simplify square roots and rationalize square roots and find the conjugate. So all this stuff you can continue to learn by checking out my pre-algebra, algebra 1 playlist, or maybe just sign up for my Algebra 1 course, whatever level of algebra you might be in. I certainly could teach you this in a very, very thorough manner. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Again, I'm not going to fully explain this, but if I want to get rid of this square root of 2 down here, I can multiply. What you do is just multiply by this radical. So if it's a square root of 2, I'm going to multiply it by a square root of 2. That'll get rid of it. But if I multiply the denominator by a square root of 2, I have to multiply the numerator by a square root of 2. Now, I have to use a distributive property, okay? To multiply. So the square root of 2 times square root of 3 right there is the square root of 6. Square root of 2 times 2 is 2 square root of 2. Now I have my denominator 2 times square root of 2 times square root of 2 is square root of 4. So I have 2 square root of 4. Now I can get rid of that square root of 4. That's just going to be 2. Okay, this becomes 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Of course, it's positive and negative. We'll just keep it nice and easy. So that's 2 times 2, which is in fact 4. Okay, and here now is your final answer. Now, if you got this right, square root of 6 plus 2 over times the square root of 2 over 4, then I definitely will give you an A plus, a 100%. And matter of fact, I might give you a 1985 flat top haircut. Okay, that was a pretty cool haircut. I don't know why nobody wears those anymore, but I thought that haircut was pretty cool. Anyways, let's move on with the problem. So you can see this is a fair amount of work, all right, to get our answer. All right, what do we have to do? We had to, um, simplify the square root of 8. We had to find the LCD. We had to end up rationalizing. But now let's use our knowledge of the bow tie method. This first method here was using the LCD. Okay, we found the lowest common denominator, and we got the answer. All right, now let's use that bow tie method and see if this is a little bit easier. Okay, remember it's this times this times this times this over this times this. Okay, so you can see how it goes. So here we're going to start from the bottom right. Square root of 2 times the square root of 3, that's the square root of 6. This is an addition problem. Okay, so that's going to be a plus sign right there. Then I'm going to have 2 times the square root of 2 times 1. Well, 2 times the square root of 2 times 1 is nothing but 2 times the square root of 2. And then my denominator is going to be 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. So this is going to be square root of 2 times the square root of 2. That is going to be the square root of 4. So I have 2 square root of 4. Again, square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. I am done. Okay, now look at our answers. Square root of 6 plus 2 square root of 2. Square root of 6 plus 2 square root of 2 over 4. Okay, and this one's over 4. They are the same answer. Okay, so this method is awesome. Now, you need to know both. You need to know how to work with the LCD, and you need to know how to simplify radicals and rationalize radicals as well. These are critical skills. But this is also an opportunity for you to see the power of knowing how to do problems in different ways, especially when it comes to fractions. Fractions come up all the time, just not with just basic numbers, okay? Things that involve square roots, things that involve variables. So, the more math you know, the better off you're going to be, okay? There's not, generally speaking in math, there's not just one way to do a problem. All right, so hopefully this was a good little review. Again, if you're still having trouble with this stuff, okay, 2 suggestions. One, if you like my teaching style, I have tons of videos in my pre-algebra and algebra playlist. So that's a good starting point there for you. Or if you need really extensive help, you might want to check out like my Algebra 1 course. Okay, but if this little video was helpful in some small, tiny way, please consider smashing that like button. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 plus videos, basic to advanced mathematics, all there for you. My goal is always to try to teach math in a clear and understandable way. But my best math help will be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.